Hello, hello. Well, as at this moment, I don't know if I can be heard, but I'm hoping that you can hear me. And if you can hear me, welcome. My name is Ijewa, and this is the Woke Africa Show. It's been a while. I haven't actually come around in a while, and it's because I've just been, going through like tremendous life changes. Okay, I've been going through how do you call it, very profound life changes and experiences, and that has impacted a lot on my worldview points, on a lot of things I used to take for granted, like okay, let me just get that. Okay. So a lot of things that I used to get in the way. So if you're here, my name is Ejewa. Welcome to the Woke Africa Show. I'm coming to you live from Accra, Ghana. I just got back from work, and I just thought, yeah, today is the day that I come back on live. And I captioned this my last live, okay? And I captioned it my last live because, hi Taki, whoa, Sister Taki, it's really good to see you. It's been a while. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be able to come to you guys. Like I'm coming to pour my heart, and well, I hope we all take a thing or two from it, because I actually wrote down a couple of things because I didn't want to come and not just make sense. So let me give you, thank you so much, Sister Taki. And before I proceed, I'd like to say a brief hey to some family members. I'd love to say hello to Sister Felicia, essentially to the work panel. And I just want to say thank you guys for everything that you do on a daily basis, especially Sister Felicia, Sister Tony, Sister Jan, Brother Talib, Brother Kola, Sister Carnita, Queen Naode, Miss Black Pearl, Nana Fosu, Nana Kwame, and all those active people on the Woke panel. I just want to say hey. I also want to say hey to all my family members, okay? All my friends who are coming here today to see my life. I just want to say a warm welcome. Now, so let's start with my life. Where have I been? I guess, in a couple for a couple of months, I've just been going through certain knowledge. Okay, I've just been preview to certain information about my life, myself as a Black person, my who am I? It's been a rediscovery journey for me, and I've had the opportunity to read books. Hey, Lance, welcome. My name is Ejewa. This is the Woke Africa Show. Please subscribe and share. Okay, so I've been through this journey of spiritual awakening. I've been through this journey of self-realization. I've been through this journey of unlearning everything I have learned and relearning everything that, I'm supposed to be knowing as a Black person. And my channel, or this channel, can never be dedicated to anything else apart from anything that serves the Black community. And that is what I want people to know. Welcome, DC. Zola Bantu, hey, welcome, Zola Bantu, for all the support. I thank you. So, what did I achieve in everything? Well, after you start the journey of awakening and you come to understand your spirituality and who you are as a Black person, if nothing changes in you, then you have to start questioning your motives, or you have to start questioning the reason why you embarked on that journey. And what I've come to realize is that as soon as you open yourself to the universe, as soon as you become um, a conduit through which the universe can communicate and can reveal herself to you, you become someone with a responsibility. Okay, so people are getting, awakened, and people are waking up, and it's not a fashion. It's something that when happens to you, you start to realize that it comes with a responsibility. And the responsibility it comes with, sometimes it's not just so much your responsibility to go out there and be wanting to wake people up. And that's what, the moment you start getting your aha moments, the moment you start coming into information, you are in such a hurry to let other people know about the information that you are receiving, just because you want to share, the passion to share, that you don't even sit to actually digest the information you got, to see what information it has for you. And I found myself making that kind of mistake. But later on, I came to realize something. When you're given the gift of sight, okay, when your third eye begins to open, the responsibility is first for you to feed your brain, is for you to feed your soul, is for you to feed yourself. And after you have been able to feed yourself, you find out that naturally, automatically, you would want to get rid of all kinds of things that keeps you vibrating at a low frequency. And when you start purging the the how do I say, when you start purging the hurt, the pain, the disappointments, the bitterness, everything that you've been feeling, when you start letting that go, when you start understanding your purpose on the planet and you start letting that go, you start healing. That is where healing begins. If you don't embark on this journey of cleansing, healing, internal healing, and you go on this journey of awakening, what will happen is that you might come to a point where you may choke. You might find that you have not been able to prepare your spirit for what is ahead. You find yourself going ahead of your time. You find yourself going ahead of the actions that you are supposed to be taking. Remember that if you're awake and your purpose is to help other people, yeah, some people, they wake up purposely because they've got millions of souls on their hands to be able to bring into the light. And when you come to that realization and you don't educate yourself, you become like a loose ball that is rolling against a slope. You're going too fast and you're knocking everything else outside your way. Sometimes some of the people who are still sleeping need your understanding to be strong for them and to keep doing what you're doing, because there'll be a time where they wake up to come and meet you and they need you to be their guide and their counsel. So the power of awakening, the power of knowing, it comes with responsibility. And I think that we must all have that responsibility. Okay, so I'll move on fast and I'll talk about my topic, why I chose to say that was my last life. And I said this was my last life, not because I'm not going to do YouTube live again. This is my last life about a particular topic, a particular issue that I genuinely, honestly want to address for the very last time. And I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to mention or talk about this topic anymore. And I think that the reason why I will talk about this topic for the last time is because in our quest to find ourselves as Black people, in our quest to identify the challenges we face in our communities, I think it is our responsibility to seek the truth. The reason why I say this is I am part of a certain WhatsApp group. I think, is it Telegram? Yeah, I think it might. It's the Telegram group, and I see how people are talking about the fact that every single enslaved person on this planet were sold. And, you know, I really addressed this issue some time back, and I honestly didn't want to go back and address it. But I think that sometimes people forget. So it's important for us to talk about some of these things. Now, before I proceed, there's one thing I'd like to tell the people who like to pride themselves in the fact that, well, the Africans sold us. Well, the Africans sold us off anyway, didn't they? Have you seen anything, or have you noticed what is going on in this era with presidents who are not playing ball? Have you seen what is going on in this era with leaders who are not towing a specific line? And a lot of you, majority of you, know what I'm talking about. So if we cast our mind, just put that at the back of your mind and cast your mind to the 200 years of war that our ancestors had with the oppressors. Cast your mind back. Our ancestors stood and fought. Today we are proud of talking about kings and queens who fought to defend their people. And that fight, that spirit of fight, left with our people on the shore, from the shores of Africa and all the way into the Caribbean, all the way into the Americas, to the Brazil. And it is this same fire that helped them to fight to gain freedom and liberate themselves and others. So this is going to be my last live video where I dedicate time and energy trying to debunk this notion of the Africans sold us. Because guess what? The true Africans, the true Pan-Africans, who were no clones, who were no traitors, who didn't sell our people out, the true Africans, well, they fought and struggled for more than 200 years, fighting the oppressors. There's record to that. And I think that we must do a lot more research than to glorify ourselves in the notion that, oh, well, the Africans sold us. We mention all these Shaka Zulu, we mention Queen Nani, we mention Queen Nanaya Asantewa, we mention King Osei Tutu, we mention all these great kings and queens who have come in and helped us in times where we were besieged by our oppressors, in times where they wanted to enslave our people, in times where, why do you think those kings and queens stood and fought? Those kings and queens stood and fought because they knew what had landed on our shores. They knew that if they didn't fight and stand together, this was going to happen to our people. And they fought this, they resisted these people. I have seen hieroglyphics, okay? Hieroglyphics with our ancestors resisting the same people that came to our shores. And let me break it to you that they were only able to enslave our people because at some point in the resistance, our ancestors lost. And that is a topic for another day. So DC, hey DC, hi, welcome to this is the Woke Africa Show. And today I'm talking about this last live. I'm talking about it because guys, let me put this here. I'm not quitting YouTube, okay? I'm not quitting YouTube, but I'm doing a last live about a specific topic. And that topic is the Africans sold us. They just gave us out to our oppressors to be sent as slaves. And this topic, when I hear about it, it kind of, it hits me like a bolt of lightning, because we are not going to like just scrap or scratch or just cross out the resistance that they met in Africa. We are not just going to cross it out and say that it meant nothing, because after we had lost, they inserted some clones, of course. They inserted some of their people in these kings and royal families. They inserted their people and their appointed leaders, which they've done till now, then came in and betrayed our people. And it's even been argued, rumored, that some of these people were actually clones that were installed at the time. It's rumored, and allegedly some of these people were cloned. Cloning can be done in any ways. And so the real kings and queens of our time, they fought and they never stopped until some of them were captured, sent into captivity. Even in captivity, our kings and queens fought. Our brothers and sisters still fought. There are tribes in Ghana today that haven't been on good terms, because part of those tribes at the tail end of it gave in to the oppressor and stood to fight with those who were still resisting the oppressor. So it tells you that if this whole fight that they say they won, having their way in Africa without any kind of resistance, having all leaders who are kowtowing and complying, I don't think it's more than 100 years. So if you look at the whole time that they wanted to come in and enslave our people, take our resources and everything till today, they've had a fight. They've had to fight. And some people think that the fight has come to an end. It hasn't. The fight for the melanated people to rise is still on. And nature herself is on our side. We've got the good guys on our side, guys. So I have seen this topic coming up over and over again on some platforms, and I thought I would do a last live on that topic. And before I went on there, if you have any comments, you can leave it in the comment section and I'll read it out. So I'm going to read comments from Lance. So you are not quitting YouTube. I'm glad to hear that. The last thing that we need is the departure from YouTube of one of the few remaining voices of reason. Thank you so much, Lance. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so I just want to, I don't know how long this live is going to be, because these are serious times. I mean, anyone who is connected knows this is a serious time. And these are times that we must all ensure that we do our part to ensure that the 144,000 are able to achieve their soul missions on this planet Earth, because this is a very crucial time. And so I told you, when it comes to life, with the way things are going, I know you've heard it over and over again, and I'm not going to come here and sound like someone who has nothing to say and just repeat what other people are saying, but I just want you to know that going forward, okay, I've heard Dr. Mumbi talk about move out of the cities, get your prepping done, make sure you are planting food, make sure you're storing seed, with messages from the ancient ones, with messages from our ancestors, with messages from the universe, with messages you receive from your spirituality. I think there are people doing the work and they're doing it well. What I want to tell you is what I receive as well. And what I receive as well, I'm not going to stand here and call myself anything. I'm just happen to be in tune. with the universe and with my spirituality. And it's an amazing place to get to. And because of that, I have a thing or two to tell you that may actually help you on your journey to your awakening as a melanated deity or melanated being. And remember, we are all sentient beings having an experience on this planet. So that if you hear something like that, just know that you have just glimpsed into what you could say the reality could be or is. And so I'm thinking that once you start awakening, you have to look at your life and start realizing that um, probably with what is about to come, it is only those who are connected with nature that will survive, because nature has been and will be. Nature is all that there is, and after that, there will be nature. And nature is one with creation, and you are one with creation. So, whatever you're doing now, going forward, every new venture you decide to look into, aside from connecting with nature and receiving information, you should know that if you're really a chosen one or you are on the right path, the choices you make will be to improve life, will be to elevate life. It doesn't have to be your life. It will be to elevate life. That is number one. Your outlook on life will be to elevate vibrations. It will be to elevate people from one spot of life to another. And I don't say this then, to mean that because you're doing something that improves life, you should not have your livelihood. So whatever you do should be something that is service to mankind. It should be something that is helping the collective, because you have to realize that those who do not receive the poison into their system, a time is going to come where life is going to be difficult. A time is coming where we have to build our resources. We have to find our food. We have to organize our own communities, because if we pray that time doesn't come, but if it does come, you are here at this time for a purpose. You are here at this time to improve a life. You are here at this time to be part of the collective. And being part of the collective is doing your part as your soul mission is. Now, with the job you do, it must flow in the same direction. If you decide to do a work that is, something that you want to do in preparation for what's to come, you have to think about jobs that will elevate mankind. Your motivation for that job, excuse me, should be something that motivates you to work for the betterment of mankind. Yes, darling. Please. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Go and get showered. Wait, what? Hi guys, my baby girl is. If you're watching here, but the thing is watching. Yeah. So can you go and watch there? What day? Can you go and watch there? Yeah, I am watching here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Kylie, please go and do your get your bath on and come back, okay? Good girl. See you in a bit, okay? But yeah, I was doing that. He said when I'm about to bath, he said, tell him to let you, okay? What about my back button? Nana, please, I'm on live. My okay. Bucket. I'm on live, so please go and let him help you, okay? He can't help me. Can. All right, thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay, so yeah. So I'm sorry. Let's get back on to this. So the things that you are obsessed about as an awakened person, you have to look at that. What are your obsessions? Are your obsessions still grounding you in a system that is about to be so paternalistic, patriarchal, and controlling? Is it a system that can be sustained? Is it a system that can you sustain yourself in such a system? So your motivation should lead you in the right directions. And I thank all of you who hit the like button. This is a very solemn session for me, because before I used to do YouTube because I thought it was a way to get my voice out there. It was all about me. Now it's changed. Things have changed for me, especially, and as we go ahead, I'm sure you come to realize that. So I wrote down a couple of things that I want to share with you as we go forward. So once you tap into the divine, once you tap, and I'm not talking about, spiritual woo-gooey stuff. No, it's just when you start learning knowledge of yourself, when you start to tap into the knowledge of Kemet, when you start to tap into understanding who the black person is, when you start to understand what melanin is, what your blackness is all about, then you start tapping into a frequency. It's automatic because the brain is full of waves. Okay, and your brain waves will determine where your frequency is. So when you start tapping into the frequency of the melanated deity, the frequency of the melanated goddess, the frequency of the melanated king or queen, you start to receive, because you and creation are one. You and creation are one. The divine creative one, the divine creative unity is one with you. And how do you know? We are the marked ones. And how do you know? We are the melanated ones. So what you see is that you start to observe leadership capabilities in you. And see, when you start waking up and you have the surge to go out there and talk to other people, you start identifying leadership skills in you. That is a gift that does not belong to you alone. Guys, I want you to hear me. That is a gift that does not belong. Leadership is a gift that does not belong to you. Leadership is a gift that has been given you. The power to push, the power to impact, the power to influence, the power to lead, to govern. That power belongs to the collective. There are giftings that are given to you for your personal edification. And there are giftings that when they're given to you, they're given to you to benefit the collective. So be very sure, be very careful that you are not using a collective gift for a personal gain. Be very sure that you are not using, and if you want to know if you're chosen to be part of the collective or not, you can definitely check on Dr. Mumbi's channel. She has a video about how to know that you are a chosen one. I'm not going to come here. See, this is what happens when you wake up, when you truly awaken. You are not in competition with the collective. You become one. And when the voice of the collective speaks, you hear because you are in tune with it. It's not any kind of cabal or any kind of people meeting here and there. It is an opening that happens to your third eye. You just know. You don't have to be told about the collective. You just know because the energy, the vibration is in sync with yours. So you should definitely check Dr. Mumbi out. She's definitely onto something amazing, and I'm sure you learn a lot. So I didn't come here to patronize you. I actually wrote things down. I don't want to miss anything. So one of the signs that you are a leader is that you become creative, and your creativity is part of what will push you to your success. Okay. So what happens is that creativity, practicability, and hard work is what is going to bring you success in this new endeavor. Creativity, hard work, creativity, practicality, and hard work, guys. So when you are attached and you know you're attached in that way, and you know you've been called onto leadership, go out there and lead people. Okay, go out there and lead people to happiness. Go out there and raise vibrations. Go out there and impact lives, because it doesn't matter. There is no, the manual, okay, the manual to our collective freedom is written in our DNA. It's written in your DNA. So you know what you have to do in your corner, in where you are, to be able to improve the collective. And you know, when I say the collective, I'm talking about the anyone who is part of the 144,000 ancestors, anyone who has returned here at a time like this to help um, ground our people in times like this. Anyone who hears my voice and can connect and can resonate, because I don't need to tell you how I know I'm part of this, but you won't even know how you know you're part of this. You only know that you are, and you have to do your part to ensure that the collective is strong, that the collective is well taken care of, that the collective is united and connected at this very point in time. It is more scientific than spiritual, if you ask me. I think that you know, the superpowers of the Black melanated people will unravel, and part of that superpower is also psychic ability. So your psychic abilities will kick in, and so some people call it the third eye, or you know, but then it could be anything. It could be literal powers released to Black people. So you should look out for that. So I also wrote down that, you know, such powers will be released to you at a time like this, for you to use your gifts to advance your life. So I was telling you that your gifts that you receive after your awakening is usually not just about always helping others. You must also not forget that nature cares about you. So it's going to give you opportunities to improve your own life, because you must be a firmly grounded tree to be able to support other branches, right? So use your gift to inspire others who need inspiration. There's so many people who come your way that needs inspiration to stand in times like this. There are so many people that will come your way who need you to be the light that they follow. And always remember that in doing this, you do not become a hindrance to others. The fact that you're awakened and you've come to all of this knowledge doesn't necessarily mean go start some religious sect, okay? Because if you're part of the collective, you realize that it's not about you. So anything that you want to do, and you find out that, oh, well, I'm an awakened Black man now, I'm a strong Black man, I know I'm powerful, so I'm going to go out there and use my strength to sleep with as many women as possible, to, you know, swindle as many guys as possible. Anything you do that has you as the central point in the middle, that is not benefiting the collective, is something that you need to ask yourself, because you cannot claim to be an awakened African goddess or god and not be able to impact somebody's life that puts them on a journey to self-realization, as someone else puts you on a journey to self-realization. Nana, please no. But I like yeah. You. Yeah, but you go and put something. Just go and do what you need to do before you come here. I'm sorry, guys. My daughter just popping in. Okay, I don't think she's I'm not ready to put her in front of the camera yet. I tried doing that sometime back and that was wrong with me. So yeah, okay. So you cannot say you're awakened, but you're everything that you're doing. Oh well, I see a lot of people now wants to love their melanin and go in there. So I'm gonna whip something up, put it in a bottle, and say, hey, this bottle of product is good to, uh, you know, uh, make your melanin pop and glow and become beautiful and all of that. Are you really doing it because you want to help Black women to attain the kind of self-care that they deserve? Are you doing this to help Black women do away with chemical, harmful substances in their skincare product, their hair care product that is dumbing us down? And to present the Black women, Black men with products that are going to help them rise in their vibrations. You know, it's important for you to identify what your priorities are. Are you just taking advantage of awakened people? Are you just saying, oh, okay, so all these people want to wake up. Okay, now let me see how I can exploit that. Nature will give you up. Yeah, you can try a couple, but never, never, never touch a powerfully awakened goddess or god. Never try that. So we have to realize that even our messaging, if you go back to my messages and you start watching my messages from now, you know that my messaging has changed. And I didn't do that on purpose. I grew into this new change. I grew into it. And if you stay true enough to yourself, you will grow into it. Since my awakening, I've stopped doing a lot of things. That was, if I sit back today and see the creams I was using, the makeup that I was doing, and everything was just kept dumping me down for that, because every time I rejected myself, I was helping, I was helping the constant advancement of the dumbing down of the melanated race. And I knew the minute I woke up I couldn't be part of that. Now, you changing your lifestyle doesn't mean you should let yourself go as well, because you live in a world with people who are used to specific kind of taste. So in as much as you're going to dial down on some things, we have to have conscious products. We have to have replacements of the chemicals with the naturals to further help in the raising of the vibrations of our people. And that goes to food, that goes to clothing that doesn't say you are not good enough, clothing that doesn't mark you to belong to a specific kind of group, clothing that elevates and accentuates you as a melanated deity. As you're waking and rising, I encourage every single one of you to possess some amount of gold in your belonging, because gold has a secret to our people. Gold has a secret to melanin. And you should realize that it is not the reason why every single piece of gold is being removed out of our lands as we speak. It's because we have a special connection to it. And as Black people or as melanated people, we should look at this from a very strong perspective. And I'm sure if you guys are going to actually talk about this, you're going to put in the comment section about your experience, your personal experience with both. That's if you're in tune. Because let me tell you, you can listen in silence and hear a lot. So it's important that we do that. Then I also put it here. I said, feed your creativity daily so that you can make the best out of life. Okay. And it boils down to do not this awakening that we have, going back to nature and realizing who you are, understanding what you need to eat to cleanse your system, the lifestyle changes you must make. Just make sure it doesn't translate into how do you call it? Living an unrealistic lifestyle. Okay. Right now in this situation, the best place to live will be somewhere outside the city in a self-sustaining establishment that is, safe somewhere away from all of this hula balloon. But if you cannot afford that, there are ways to go about it. So feeding your creativity daily so that you can make the best out of your life means that if you're a naturally gifted person, creative person, I'm talking about if you're someone who can make things with your hands, you should look at improving that creativity daily, feeding that creativity daily. If you're someone who uses your brain, okay, you can make courses to sell out to people on how to live in a self-sustaining environment. You have to look at the times, study the times, and see what are the things that will be important to people as time goes on, and invest in that direction. Because what you term as using your creativity to benefit other people is also what can take care of you as an individual. You need to fuel your creativity with positivity. Always stay positive. Always look for signs, because the universe communicates with us every day through numbers, through support, through even in tough times, in hard times. Um, the universe will find a way to tell you to stay on track, and that is she and he is with you. Surround yourself with people who are as creative as you are. In times like this, it's not just to do with about creativity alone. It also has to do with like-minded people. Okay. There's so many people, once they realize that you are an awakened Black person, they'll call you a witch, they'll call you all kinds of things because you don't toe the line of their spiritual, how do you call it, religious psychosis. You think they have religious psychosis, they think you're some kind of a witch or some kind of like a strange human being who just landed from outer space onto Earth, and they're wondering if you're here to abduct people, or like completely you're an alien, because they don't get you. They don't get your vibe. They're vibing at different like levels. The vibrations, different vibrations, guys. So you have to surround yourself with people who will be an anchor to you, who will keep you sane, who will keep you centered. Yeah, the word I wanted to use was centered. I just want you to know I'm going through my own battle. I'm going through my own battle, and my big brother hates me. He hates me like he calls me a witch and an antichrist and all kinds of names, because I won't subscribe to their Jesus. So I'm facing this tribulation to the extent that sometimes he tries to assault me, like physically. And it's been something that I'm dealing with. How am I going to he's definitely going to wake up at a point. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But if he does wake up, um, hi, hi, ma'am. Hi, man. It's so good to see you. Hey, K Polymath. And hey, DC, Taki. I see you guys, all of you. Thank you so much for being here. So I actually posted the link up here, and I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. I think it's the first post from me. Yeah, this is it. I posted it up there, so you can call in, and well, you don't have to show your face, and then join in the conversation, because the times call for us to talk like this. Okay, so this is my final and last point, okay? And it's so important that you write this down. Do everything in your life that keeps your soul at peace. Let me tell you something about your soul. Maybe you don't understand the entity called your soul. Your soul is eternal. Your soul has been on this planet before. Your soul has traveled through so many dimensions. Your soul is an enduring, eternal entity that cannot be touched. It cannot, it transforms, it becomes something, and it keeps. But the soul is that part of your mind that is existing together in the ether with the divine unity. So your soul is something that you must respect. A lot of people, you don't respect your soul. You don't know that that soul that is contained in your body is a deity, is an entity of utmost reverence. So when we talk about giving yourself time to rest, it is important that you give yourself and do everything, okay, in your power to do the stuff in your life that keeps your soul at peace. You see, people say that peace is the absence of war, but that is not true. Peace is the presence of fortitude and lasting assurance in the knowing that even in the face of adversity, it is for your benefit. If it is for the benefit of your experience, it is for the benefit of your experience. So in the face of adversity, or in the face of trouble or trial, you do not give your soul, you do not make your soul restless. You do not get so restless, so afraid. You see, the minute you start to take peace away from your soul, it diminishes. It stays away from you. That is why some people are called soulless beings. Like, sometimes you ask someone, does he have a soul? Does he even feel? Does he even, like, is he human? The soul must have the opportunity to resonate with you. Your soul must have opportunity to resonate with you. It must have the opportunity to be able to speak with you and ask you, what are you becoming? What have you become? Do I know you? Do I still recognize you? What have you become? And if at a point in time your soul cannot recognize what you have become, then you need to start making physical changes or mental changes to reflect the urgent desire for you to become an entity that vibrates on a higher dimension or a higher frequency. And vibrating on a higher frequency is not just about jumping around and saying, "Oh, I'm a goddess. I am this. Oh, I am that." If you're truly awakened, you start behaving like a soul that has eternity to observe life. So you are more keen to observation. You are more keen to see what life brings day in, day out. And you're more keen to participate in the experience of the mind expanding in the divine unity, in the ether. This is not, listen, this is not spiritual jargons. Right. Do you remember that some time back, your system units on your computers had the Ethernet port? Do you remember, guys? Drop me a comment. If you saw an Ethernet port at the back of your system unit some time back. So when you hear people talking about the ether, it is something that exists. Okay? You don't see electricity, but it's all around us. Thank you very much, Sister Iman. She said, because when your soul does not recognize you, that leads to depression. It does. You see, the disconnect. Hey, Mr. Pirate Brain, it's amazing to see you. Welcome. It is so good to see you again. It's been a long time. So, you see, you have to realize that, as our sister said, you get disconnected with your soul, you start getting depressed because it is meant to resonate together. So, you have to check yourself every time. Whenever you are going off the rails, you need to check yourself. Because sometimes the things that the soul does not like, the things that the collective, divine collective does not like, if you keep practicing them, your soul withdraws from your vessel. It starts to get more distant from your vessel. And all that you're left with is just the remnants of your life force that's in you. And anything can hook up, then you can start saying, I have become this. I don't want to mention any sect and associate them with any kind of names. But once your soul is, the goodness of your soul is departing from you, you become something unrecognizable. And you dwell among people of low vibration. So I was telling you about the ether. And the ether is the collect it's a I don't even know, it's the force, okay? The creative force of the universe that is in the divine unity, a collection of souls that live in harmony and are so powerful that their power and their essence is also contained in the ether. And certain people who thought they were so smart and wise thought they could actually draw this power and reduce the melanated people or gods and goddesses. But where did that get them though? So you do not understand what you are does not mean disrespect what you are. Because what you are is a soul. What you are is a fraction of the entity called God. What you are is existing in a plane for the purposes of experience. So let love lead. And when I say love, I'm not talking about Hollywood love. Let love lead is that you can renew yourself. You can renew the mind anew every day. You can renew the mind every day. Let the universe shine through you. I don't go around talking to people and wearing specific type of clothes. I still wear the same clothes I used to wear. There are some hairstyles I would never do, like straighten my hair or wear some wig. I'm never ever gonna do that. But there are hairstyles that at least I can do that still keeps me in the frequency of, the melanated how would I say it? The network or the collective, and there are things that should keep reminding you. So I'm not judging anyone who doesn't do this, okay? It's you. Everybody have their level of awakening, and I think that you cannot tell me you're an awakened soul, you are an awakened Black person, melanated king and queen, but you're bleaching. Those are things you leave behind. Those are things you throw away. Okay? You cannot, there are certain changes that will come along your way. There are certain changes that will happen. And I need you to be strong. In times like this, you have to know that you cannot give anyone, your body does not have the permission to give your access, the connection to your soul and your body, your DNA. You cannot give that access, permission to anybody to mess with it. You have a responsibility to protect what was given to you by the divine collective and not mess it up. So if you understand what I'm talking about, if you understand the code, then you know what I mean. You need to stay clean. You need to stay pure. You need to stay outside the teeth of the serpent. You and your family need to stay clear of the poison of the snake bite. When you see an ambulance going, what symbol do you see on it? It's a snake. You need to stay clear of the poison from the snake bite. And you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So I just wanted, I didn't need to tell you, but I'll tell you because I see my loved ones up here, and I feel like it's safe to talk about it. But I'm researching on how to go vegan. Do you know how long I've heard people say, Dr. Sebi wanted people to go vegan and stuff. I've read about Dr. Sebi, articles, and I've watched videos about him, and the whole time nothing ever prompted me that I ever wanted to even look at what veganism was. But for about a week now, I have actually been going on my herbs. I've been drinking my neem juices and cleansing. And it's just a thing for me now that I'm looking into, going vegan. And so I don't know how I'm going to tell you this. It's not something I just woke up and say I want to be vegan, because I still love my chicken and I still love my everything that I eat. Okay. Oh, but you can't give up shit, or I'm just saying. Okay, so I think Shito is Iman's favorite. I think she loves it. Yeah, Shito is amazing. So maybe Iman is gonna help me on this new journey to start. I'm not going to say I'm a vegan. I'm just gonna try it out for a while and see. But it's just, you know how something just keeps getting downloaded into your system, like in your memory, and you just it keeps hitting you every time. And today I was at the office and I just heard this voice: if you don't go vegan, it will have consequences. And I was like, okay, so started talking to myself now, or what? But talking to you about this and realizing that, you see, there's a have you heard about the fact that in some tribes and cultures there are specific rituals and there's specific things you need to do to attain a specific height in your spirituality through those rituals? I think if you look at the voodoo system, they have several specific steps that actually gets you to the point where you can walk through fire and touch fire and not get burnt or hurt. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with your spirituality. There is a way to do everything. And so I'm here to break it to you. Dr. Sebi was right. Because why would I start? Oh, and I just want to let you know, um, I actually do communicate with the universe sometimes. Well, it's not me communicating to the universe. Well, I do that. I do that a lot because whenever I say my prayers, I think that's what I'm doing. And the communication is two ways. It comes to me and it goes out. And trust me, guys, none of this thing is weird, gooey stuff. It's just about numbers that I see numbers a lot. And I see a lot of sequence in numbers. And when I do, they speak to me. So sometimes the message is not for me, sometimes it's for someone else. And I tell them if I think I'm supposed to. If I'm not, I don't. So when nature starts to talk to you like that, when the conversation becomes a 2 point something, you have to notice and realize that it is time for you sometimes to give up specific things that will not help you, because there are steps. And if the universe is putting this in my thoughts that I need to go vegan, you see, the reason why I'm the type of person I will test you. If you start showing me 888, I would ignore it for the first time I see it. Second time I see it, you have to make sure that I know that you're talking to me, because I'm not about to go doing wishful thinking and the confirmation comes again and again and again and again until I look it up, and voila, it will be addressing a specific information. And I think this is happening to some of you too. I just want to confirm to you that you're not crazy and you should write these numbers down, because as you write them down in the messages, after some time, when you read the messages you've received so far, it would make a lot of sense in your life. So, hey, calling on my aunt. Hey, sister. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's so nice to see you. It is so nice to see you, sister. Thank you, sis. Thank you. This is melanin. This is us. We are beautiful in our way. Nature has made us the way they made us in our beauty, in our form. And I'm proud to showcase my natural beauty. Um, so shalom. And thank everyone that is here. So do not be afraid. I just think that I haven't been active too much because I have realized that the way the world is going, there's going to be a time if you work in the system, if you work with the matrix, it's either you give up your DNA or you check out. That time is gonna come. So family, you need to prepare. The alarm bells are sounding. The alarm bells are sounding day in, day out. You see the news article coming. You see they're doing their stuff, whether people are protesting or they're not. They're doing their stuff and they're progressing anyways. They have their targets set. But us melanated people, you see, our power doesn't only lie in the energy that flows within our veins. It goes beyond that. Our power comes from the sun. So they try to block out the sun. They can't. They try to dim our power. They can't. And if you're listening to me here as a melanated person, you need to stop cutting your hair. If you don't know why I'm saying that, you should start researching about hair. Your hair grows antennas at the tip, at the tips of your hair. There are antennas that grow at the tips of your melanated hair after every 3 to 5 years. If you're cutting your hair every year, your hair may be getting longer, but it will have no antennas. So there are antennas that forms at the tips of your hair after every 3 to 5 years. So we need to start making products that care for our black natural hair than products that destroys our hair regimes that destroys our hair. Can you imagine that something as trivial as hair? We just take our hair for granted every day, but it actually is our antenna to the universe. They are literal receivers. Okay, I cut my hair after the conjunction because I wanted to start afresh with a reset, and I wanted the energy that comes with my hair and my connections to the universe to grow as my new hair grows. And that was my thinking, and that was a mistake. It's gonna take me another 3 to 5 years to grow strong antennas at the tip of my hair. So you see, you think that I'm doing natural hair products for what? I just keep uploading. I just give you glimpses of my products. It's not just products. These are products that are carefully done to care for melanin, to care for the collective. I also have training programs that I do for kids, and the purpose for that training program is to equip our kids to be able to be useful with their hands, not only after the years that the system has put down, 24, 25, or 26, but to start being useful right from their young ages up. And I'm teaching them coding and programming. I'm teaching them self-defense mechanisms, taekwondo. I'm teaching them reading. I'm getting them to read very important books. And there's some fun activities also in there. I don't have land, The most amazing thing would have been to teach these kids how to farm, but I do not have land. I bought some land in Sakina here, but the documentation is still not complete, and I don't want to invest in anything that documentation isn't complete, because when you lose your money, it's gone for good. So you have to add, emotional intelligence and to your financial intelligence as well. So that's what I'm doing. So please kindly note. Okay. Yeah, so calling on my aunt says, I have to go, my sister. Please stay around. Before you know it, we will meet. I can't wait. I really can't wait to meet. So please calling on my aunt, please stay healthy, stay strong, and stay connected to the universe. Queen. Love you and take care. Mr. Private Brain says the antenna is what you see on a cat's back or dog's back when they are alarmed. We have it too. Yes, we do. We do. We do. So thank you so much, Lance. It was amazing talking to you. Exactly, message delivered. So please let me go over the highlights of what we've discussed. And the highlights are that I want to go over it because I need you to keep it with you if you can. That your creativity, practicality, and hard work will get you out there. And when you get out there, go out there and lead people to happiness, to higher vibrations. Okay. Bring light to a lot of people if you can. If you find that to be your calling, bring light to people. Also, advance your life and use your gift to inspire others who need inspiration from you. Some people would literally come to you and ask for your guidance. Inspire them with your gifts. Feed your creativity daily. It means improve yourself, improve your creativity, whatever you find yourself doing. Fuel your creativity with positivity. It's absolutely important for you to fuel your creativity with positivity. Surround yourself with people who are as creative as you are or as like-minded as you are. It's important for you to understand that it will help elevate you in whatever position that you find yourself. Your passion will remain so as long as you are true to yourself. Your passion will remain so as long as you're true to yourself, because the universe herself, himself, will support you. Do everything in your life that keeps your soul at peace. We talked about remembering to revere your soul. The fact that it's your soul doesn't mean disgrace it. It's the fact that it's your soul doesn't mean cause him and her to stand in a position that is always forever compromising. No, you need to elevate yourself. You have a responsibility as the piece that is in the dense plane to be able to elevate your soul, to be able to channel the good things through you to benefit the whole. So thank you, Lance Bowman, Mr. Pirate Brain, calling on my aunt, my lovely sister, Iman. Love you so much. You've always been in my corner. I appreciate you. So I'd like to say thank you to DC. I'd like to say thank you to Sister Taki. You've been there from day one. And thank you for the support, continuous support. We have to talk. Please do not hesitate to contact me for us to keep having conversations. Yeah. So let's see. K Polymath, thank you for coming through. Zola Bantu, thank you so much for joining in. So guys, this is where we end today's live session. I love you so much. Keep being under the grace of the Most High. Keep being under the grace of the Most High collective divine unity. Um, keep doing what your soul mission is, to contribute to our collective awakening and rise. Thank you so much, guys. And Ubuntu, remember Ubuntu, I am because we are, and keep shining the light. Love you. Cheers.